between Jose Aldo and Max Holloway. Aldo 30 years old, Max Holloway still just 25. Holloway 4 inches taller. To the surprise of some, it is a 1-inch reach advantage for the incumbent Jose Aldo Jr. And now for the official introductions for this most anticipated main event, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Sanctioned by the Brazilian MMA Athletic Commission. Chairman, Rafael Fadetti. Executive Director, Cristiano Sampaio. Commissioner, Caio Portela. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Guillermo Bravo, Derek Clearly, and Chris Lee. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Big John McCarthy. And now, Senhoras y Senhores do Brasil, this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Genesee Arena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. For the undisputed UFC Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 17 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Waianae, Hawaii, presenting the interim UFC featherweight champion, the challenger, the pride of Hawaii, Max Blessed Holloway. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 26 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, presenting the former WEC featherweight champion and the current UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Gentlemen, we've gone over the rules in the back. I want you to protect yourself at all times. I want you to obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good luck.
It is the first champion versus champion fight to be staged here in Brazil in the UFC. The interim champ, Max Holloway, trying to make it 11 straight wins and leave here the undisputed king of the 45ers against the greatest featherweight in the history of the sport, Jose Aldo Jr. And with that touch of gloves, we are underway. Aldo is wearing the patented black and gold of a champion. Max Holloway is in white.
Now, we were talking about this, Dan. How is Max going to approach this? Conventional, southpaw, we've seen him do both. He's coming out conventional. Let's see how long it takes for Aldo to get the timing on the leg, start beating on it, and see what Max does to recover, or vice versa.
Well, Max has been a very difficult guy to hit in the striking department in his last several fights. One of the areas he has gotten hit, though, is with leg kicks. Ricardo Lamas landed 25 of 28. Jeremy Stevens landed 24 of 26. Cub Swanson 17 of 23. That is one of the major weapons of Jose Aldo. He will need those if he wants to limit that excellent movement of Max Holloway. Chop down the base.
Presses forward, Aldo evades. There was a definite anxiousness here in Brazil when it came to the fans. They want this so badly for their native son, but they understand the challenge in front of him here in Max Holloway.
And Holloway is so good at getting your timing, your rhythm. He's not just a beautiful technician, he's very smart. Sees the openings, exploits them over time, just like he did in his last fight against Anthony Pettis. I mean, Anthony Pettis, an excellent fighter, beautiful striker, And Max Holloway was able to just find openings and put him away.
First fight in Brazil for Max Holloway. A lot of fighters might be intimidated by the setting. If you know Max Holloway, that certainly doesn't apply to him. His self-belief dovetails with his skills, resulting in him becoming one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Right hand is good for Aldo.
Look at the range these guys are fighting at, too. Right within each other's distance. It's a great range, great balance. These guys aren't leaning. It's very nice already. I mean, they haven't thrown a lot.
Excellent left hook as he left the clinch there for Holloway.
You're seeing the style differences, too. Aldo much more set.
Oh! Holloway got two punches! Jose Aldo follows up! Some early adversity here for the challenger.
Aldo looks quick off that first movement. His explosion is so well. Max always gets stronger as the fight goes on, so sometimes he takes damage in these early rounds. It gets stronger as he starts getting hit.
Well,
let's see what happens.
One of the signatures of this great win streak is how fluent he is with his movement, constantly switching stances, getting in and getting out safely with excellent combinations. He's a little bit standing in front of Jose Aldo right now, lands a nice right hand there, but this isn't the same Max Holloway we've seen his past few fights.
He looks much more fluid against other opponents. You're right, Stan. He's switching more. He's just more loose. He's more relaxed. He looks like he's thinking a little bit much, and he might need to relax as the rounds go on. We'll see as the fight progresses.
Under 2 minutes here to go in round one. Can barely hear inside this capacity arena.
There's the jab of Jose Aldo, a tool he used against another guy who's a high-output fighter, Frankie Edgar, and time again, that jab stopped Frankie Edgar's combinations dead in their tracks.
And don't forget, that means Aldo's used to the feints, used to the fakes. Edgar uses those very well, footwork, movement, angles. And right now, Max is using none of those, which he usually does.
And he's throwing with less volume. Typically, Max Holloway lands almost at twice the amount of significant strikes in a fight than Jose Aldo does. Volume was a really big factor in this fight, but that early explosion of Jose Aldo seems that Holloway a little hesitant.
Max is waiting far too much, and Aldo's getting the better of him in this first round in the exchanges because he's waiting. Max has the height, he has the reach, he's not using it very well right now.
What else we're not seeing is Max Holloway using his side and front teeps to the knee to break your rhythm, to break your counter strikes. He does that a lot to other fighters. Did it to Pettis, did it to Swanton, did it to Lamas. Not using any of them so far tonight.
And mostly when you see that out of Max, it's because he's in a southpaw position. He throws because it's close to Aldo's lead leg if he's southpaw. He hasn't licked southpaw stance one time, and that's one of his most effective positions.
Now it seems like he's starting to loosen up a little bit.
Spinning attack is good for Holloway towards the end of round one, but a strong start for the champion, Jose Aldo.
And as we see here, Aldo fakes the right, comes with the left, and he throws the left 2 times, lands it once, hurts Max, then comes with the right and another left, starts flurrying on Max, throws a beautiful jump knee down the middle at the end of that combination that you missed, and then he fakes the overhand, comes with the uppercut. I mean, this is called putting 2 together, and that's what it takes to be a champion, because you see Aldo faking one and switching it to the other. That's putting 2 together, and it's tricking Max in that first round.
Goes to right, off to the right side, bring up the hook, okay? Let's get some of those, when he brings those big left hooks, let's go underneath it with the right hand. It's not good all the time. Let's bring it a little bit, then we gotta push it over going to the right, okay? Sit up and build off of it, use those fakes, okay?
You gotta make him walk backwards. You're brand new. Same game.
Hard to recall the last time Max Holloway lost a round for Jose Aldo Jr. Just so sound defensively, he's gone. I mean, the consummate move in